Nerdiverse. I'm Jeff Grant.
I'm Steven Tukert.
This is the podcast where we talk about all things Transformers.
Fidget spinners.
Yeah, they're more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, Transformers. We're talking Bumblebees. We're talking Optimus Primes.
Megatrons.
Yeah, that's one. He turns into Galvatron,
Dinobot.
voiced by Leonard Nimoy in the cartoon. I watched the cartoon
Tigertron.
recently.
Do you ever watch Beast Wars?
No, I was interested in that because of the toys.
Bro,
I was never a big Transformers guy
Beast
at
Wars
all.
was my jam back in the day, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know what made me think about Transformers when we started this episode because I did not see the new one, and I don't know if
You probably won't.
I probably will though. Like I kind of want to just because like I
How
write
dare
it.
you?
Yeah, but like I mean the first one's good. I rewatched the first one the other night. It's good.
Yeah.
That first one. I mean, there's some little
Shia
things in it
LaBeouf?
that are stupid. Yeah, he's fine. I grew up loving that guy on like Even Stevens and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But he went nuts,
He
man.
went a different kind of way.
Yeah.
He said, "Nah, I'm good."
But yeah, I might go see the new Transformers. I mean, it's not gonna be good.
No,
They're never good
No,
since the first one. But I don't know. It's like as a nerd, as a geek, we talk about on this podcast where we talk about all things good and geeky in the amazing nerdiverse, like movies, TV, video games, comics, Transformers, all that shit. That's one of like the holes in my geekdom is like I don't know much about Transformers.
Yeah.
So like I guess I'll watch the movies. Just like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Like,
alright.
The thing, yeah, I mean, there's some stuff that I have no problem not knowing, but for some reason, Transformers, like, I guess I'll watch it.
But I mean, like, you already know.
I mean, I have the first 4. I have, like, a box set. I've only seen the first 2, but I bought a box set recently because my cousin really likes it, so I was like, oh, we'll watch these together. It'll be
Which
something
cousin?
for Nicholas.
Ew.
He's a kid. You don't know.
What is he, 24 now?
17.
Ew, really?
Yeah.
Gross. I feel so old now. 17.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the worst. He's going to be 18 this year. And I'm going to be 30
old enough
this
to
year.
drink.
No, that's not how that works. All right, well, let's a couple things before we get into the bulk of the show, the news and all that fun stuff. One thing that I was discussing this with Jeff Kaminsky, our writing partner, director of our films and stuff.
Ew.
And we haven't really talked about Team Proof that much on
What is that?
What?
What is it?
Team Proof?
I don't remember that.
Yeah. It's a movie that we made last year, the year before, or something. It's been in post production.
Last year.
No, not last year. We shot it in the fall. I mean, yeah, I guess technically it was like the fall or winter of
December of 2014.
Yeah, but 2014?
Yeah, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fucked
So about
up.
2.5 years ago. But yeah, we had problems in the post production process. Our director of photography passed away sadly.
Yeah, I'd say that's a misstep.
Yeah, that was not fun, but that was like a huge bump in the road and everything. But it's it's an indie project, little to no money. Like we're just finishing up, but it's getting
Get out of
close. It's getting close, so I figured we should start talking about it more.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be doing trying to have like a screening and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
let people know where they can check it out and everything when it comes. And it's me and you co-wrote it with Jeff Kaminsky. Jeff
Mhm.
Kaminsky directed it. We all produced it, and me and you star in the film
You
with
and I.
you and I. I don't care. I'm tired, man. Saw 2 movies a day. Took a lot out of me.
Don't get me started on you.
But yeah, we're gonna want to start talking about it a little more and having some people on the show.
Ew, like
from like Atkins, our friend Atkins was in an
Again?
episode before. Well, I didn't get to talk to him. You did, and you didn't bring up Team Proof at all.
Well, who knows how many more years into the future it would have been.
But anyway, yeah. So we're gonna try to have some of the people from the film on the podcast to talk
Okay.
about fun geeky stuff, but also talk about Team Proof a little bit.
Like David Duchovny.
Yeah, he's in it.
Yeah, he might be.
He's not. He might be, but he's not.
No, he might be.
Okay.
That's not lying. I'm saying that he might be in
It's
it.
misleading.
Hey, I'm just trying to put butts in the seats.
All right. So yeah, we'll be talking about that
He's
in
in
the
it.
coming. Liar.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Also, some got a couple of movie reviews going up next week as we're recording this. By the time you're hearing this, in the coming week, we'll have a review up for War of the Planet of the Apes and Baby Driver. I saw both of those films today. Can't say anything about yet because I'm under embargo. And this episode will come out Sunday before the embargo's lift. But
Which is the one with the monkeys in it?
Baby Driver. But yeah. So definitely check out. Hear my thoughts on those films. Steven didn't attend those screenings with me.
No.
He didn't want to see Baby Driver, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll see it eventually.
You'll see it eventually, but it wasn't like something on your immediate to-do list.
Right. Not like Spider-Man.
Yeah, which we're seeing next week, and I can't wait.
Yay.
We'll have our review up for that as soon as the embargo list on that as well. All right, well let's jump into the news because there's a lot of stuff. Shit's been going crazy lately.
Been going cray?
Yeah, there's just nuts in Hollywood
Wicked
right
cray?
now. Just crazy stuff going on. Let's jump into the news. All right, first up, Phil Lord and Chris Miller have exited the Han Solo movie.
How far along were they in it?
They were deep into production. They actually have 3 weeks left, and they left
3 weeks left.
Yeah, 3 weeks left,
You
and
mean
they
like
left
of
mid
filming?
production of filming. Yeah, they've done a lot already.
Why would they?
And they're
They
saying
left or they got fired? There's a
well,
difference.
they're saying creative differences. It sounds like I've seen the headlines. They were fired.
Right. That makes more sense.
They, sources say that they clashed with Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy,
Right.
and they just did not get along, and they didn't see eye to eye on the project and the character and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've also heard stuff about Lawrence Kasdan, the writer, who he wrote the older movies and everything.
Yeah, they must have been
Did
fired.
he write
'cause you
Empire
don't just,
and Return of the Jedi?
I don't know that you get to direct the Han Solo movie and then you go, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
That's-
I
you
think
got
it
fired.
really was
You can class it up as much as you want.
they
but you
both
got fired.
released their statements and everything,
Yeah.
but it's unfortunate because they're really talented guys. It's just sometimes it just doesn't gel and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's 3 weeks left of shooting. Someone's gonna have to step in and finish the movie for them. And probably gonna add some reshoots to it as well. If they didn't agree with the direction they were taking it, they might have to reshoot some of the stuff they shot. I'm not sure. But Deadline is reporting that right now Ron Howard is the top contender to step in and finish it out.
I'll do it.
I know you always offer because you don't think directing's that hard.
Nah, it's not. I saw Kaminsky do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you just walk up to him and be like, hey, you know how it says in the script to do and say that?
Yeah.
Just do it.
Oh, what it says right here, do that?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
See, I thought this was just a suggestion.
No. Just do that.
Oh, I have to say these things too?
Yeah. All right, ready?
I think we have a difference of opinion here. Creative differences. All right.
I would be a stupendous director.
Yeah. You have directed before.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd call that directing.
Oh, it's so easy. I seem to recall you never directing anything again after that.
That's right.
Okay, if you want to check out that film, it's online somewhere.
A dark web.
Yeah, Saving Suburbia. Look for it. Google it.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah. It's our first short film we made together.
And the last. No.
Yes. Okay, so another news story. This is really interesting. Now, it's related to Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Flash?
Yeah, you heard about this?
A little bit.
Humberto Gonzalez of The Wrap and Heroic Hollywood, the website I write for, he reports that, he's reporting that Lord and Miller have already met with DC about directing The Flash.
Damn it, I was gonna...
They already wrote a version of the script before. They were attached a while back. They were attached as producers, and they did a version of the script, or I think maybe it's just the story or something like that.
Okay.
But it was thought at the time that they might direct, but then they went and did Han Solo. But now they might circle back around and actually get a chance to do that since they don't have a director for that right now.
I like The Flash.
Okay. I think that's a good fit, though. The guys who did the 21 Jump Street movies and
For The Flash?
and the Lego movie and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh, they did the Lego movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And Clone High. Do you remember
They didn't
Clone
do
High?
Lego Batman movie, though, did they?
No, that was Chris McKay, who's
Okay.
doing the Nightwing movie now. He was an editor on the Lego movie.
We just watched the Lego Batman movie again.
Yeah, I just
on
got
Blu-ray.
it. I just got it.
It's good.
Got it in the mail today.
It's like real good.
Yeah, I love it. It's probably gonna be in my top 10 of the year.
Yeah.
Can't say what other movies I might have seen recently that are gonna be in my top 10, but
Team Proof.
Yep. Okay, so I mean, hopefully the Han Solo thing doesn't hurt their chances, because I would really like to see them on board Flash, and Flash needs somebody like that. Needs. I mean, these guys were like, it's unfortunate. Like, I was so excited for them that they were gonna do the Han Solo movie, like, and now I feel like, you know, they need to grab something quick and move on to something, you know, kind of wash that.
Just get Joss
away.
Whedon to finish it.
Yep. All right. Black Panther trailer came out. We didn't get a chance. It came out before we actually recorded last week's episode, but last week we had the guests. If you haven't watched that episode yet, go check it out. It's our spoiler review with the guys from Shanlian on Batman, Justin Shanlian and Kyle Davis. We talked about Wonder Woman spoilers and stuff if you haven't seen it. But
I haven't seen Wonder Woman by now.
Yeah.
That's
You're doing something wrong.
right.
But we didn't talk about news last week, so this Black Panther was the big thing to talk about. And so, what did you think of the trailer?
Loved it.
I did too.
I like the hidden city aspect.
Yeah.
That what's his Claw?
Yeah.
Andy Serkis. Am I saying that right? That's
Andy Serkis.
Andy, right?
Ulysses
Okay.
Claw. Yeah.
I don't know why I was like, when I said it, it didn't sound right.
Caesar.
He's the monkey.
I love that guy. He's great.
Yeah.
Like, I like him in live action too.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you know, he's so great at the motion capture and everything. Obviously, I'm stating a thing everyone knows, but he's just so good as Caesar.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I found it interesting. It is kind of odd, though, that the Black Panther trailer starts off with the two white guys in the movie at the beginning of the trailer.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd to me. I don't know. It's a weird choice, but I mean, they're both great actors that I love, and I'm curious to see. We've seen both of their characters before. Andy Serkis, Ulysses Claw, was in Age of Ultron, got his hand cut off by Ultron. And then Martin Freeman's character, what is it? What was his name?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I know it. I just can't pull it at the moment.
He was in Civil War.
Everett Ross, is that right? Something like that. He's he was in Civil War, and we figured he would be in this movie and both these characters would be in this movie because they're ties to the Black Panther comics and everything, and Wakanda as a nation. But like, I mean, there's some great, like, it's interesting that Chadwick Boseman has no lines in this trailer.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he doesn't talk at all.
Well, I don't need him to. Just him flipping around.
Yeah.
Looking
I
cool.
mean, it's a teaser trailer, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a full trailer.
Yeah.
Like, there's I
like the music.
Almost 2 minutes long. Great music, great visuals. The city, like the scene where he steps out of the ship, and just all the people like up on the rocks and everything, just cheering and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, like kind of really. I can't wait to see like this clash of, like, you know, the African city and everything with the like crazy high tech and everything. I wrote an article about Black Panther's sister is like their like genius inventor kind of thing. She's like their Tony Stark and stuff, and they have such advanced technology that that part of it should be really interesting as well.
Not all Panthers are black. There's like spotted ones and stuff. I'm looking it up.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So you're gonna quit shitting on the name?
I wasn't shitting on it. I was just questioning it because I thought like all Panthers are black. So this seemed kind of.
Yeah.
See him? He's got spots.
Yeah.
So now I kind of get it. He's that type.
Yeah. Although people automatically assume a Panther's black if you say.
That's what I did.
Panther.
I
Yeah.
didn't know some of them had spots.
Yeah. You dumb.
Man, okay.
That's the good thing about you being dumb, though, is you can learn new things.
You know what? That's true.
And I just learned
now
that.
who's dumb?
All right. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about the trailer? Denai Guerrero looks awesome. Michonne from The Walking Dead. She's gonna play like one of his bodyguards. I can't remember what it's called.
She's really cool. My only I just wish we lived in a world where she could play Storm.
Yeah,
I think she'd be perfect.
Yeah, there's a woman in the trailer you see for like a half a second with like the white hair, and I was like, oh god, if that was Storm, that would be amazing. What if Storm was one of the characters they could use in both worlds, like the
Scarlet
Witch, and Quicksilver. And I wish Wolverine was one of those characters.
We all do.
And Beast, because he was part of the Avengers in the comics for a time.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oh well.
Anyway, we'll talk about some X-Men stuff later. But yeah, Black Panther looks awesome, and I know there's a great nod to your favorite movie of all time in there. The Michael B. Jordan's haircut is very reminiscent of Gary Oldman's haircut in The Fifth Element.
Oh God, I hate that movie.
He looks just like it. Just like
His hair looks cool.
It really reminds me of that. Yeah, he's gonna be a badass character, Killmonger.
He didn't have is that his main Black Panther's main dude is Claw, right?
That's what I always thought was he was his main villain was Claw, but I don't know. I don't know if he had. I don't know if it's like his Joker or what.
Okay.
Like, his Lex Luthor, his Mirror Master.
Mirror Master.
That's like 12 down on the list.
I'd go Captain Boomerang before I get to Mirror Master.
Yeah. All right. Venom. Let's talk Venom. First of all, THR is reporting that Carnage could be appearing in the movie. We talked about this last time. Villain? Yeah, it makes sense. It's like
you got
it's the villain to go with. Like if you're gonna do a Venom solo movie. And this is potentially good news. Sounds like Venom is gonna exist within the MCU.
Really?
Yeah. See, Kevin Feige first denied that Venom would be involved in the MCU, but I think that was more along the lines of having Venom in their movies.
Okay.
And then later, in an interview with Kevin Feige, right next to her, Amy Pascal, the producer who used to run Sony and everything now, she's just a producer on the Spider-Man movie. She stayed attached to that franchise because I think she really likes Spider-Man and all that stuff, I guess.
Nerd.
I don't know. Couldn't tell it by Amazing Spider-Man 2. But but basically, this is what she said. During an interview, both movies will all take place in the world that we're now creating for Peter Parker. I mean, there'll be adjuncts to it. There may be different locations, but it will still all be in the same world, and they will be connected to each other.
So Tom Holland
is Spider-Man in that world, essentially.
He's Spider-Man in that world.
Yeah,
but he won't be in that movie.
I don't know. He could be. She did say they did ask if it appearance. She said, "Well, maybe. Well, we don't. Possibly." Like she didn't confirm or deny it or anything, but I don't know. I'm. Something tells me he's not going to be in it.
The thing,
I want him to.
It just seems the easiest to me. Avengers: Infinity War, they're going to space.
Yeah.
Right.
Or shit, like Thor Ragnarok's in space. Like, do something there.
You
like,
can do it.
Yeah, it could be the simplest thing. Like Homecoming, you could anything. Just have some little thing of, or just like screw it. Just like, the little thing, and then at the beginning of Venom. You just see a cameo of Spider-Man at the beginning, and he gets rid of this suit, and then he goes, and then that's it.
Yeah, do that.
But the interesting thing is, like, people are noting Kevin Feige's face during this.
Okay.
Like, he kind of has a look like, what are you saying right now?
Okay.
Like, it's possible to read it as, like, she's not supposed to talk about this right now.
Okay.
Or it's possible it's possible that like
me saying David Duchovny's in Team Proof.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, exactly. Like if you would have seen my face, it would look just like Kevin Feige's.
The fuck are you talking about?
It's very subtle, but if you watch his reaction during it, and like people were making memes of it and everything, it's like the new sad Affleck thing. It's funny. But I don't know. I mean, I would prefer it to be like we talked about this last week, like the Netflix shows where like yes, they are the same world, but you're not going to see Iron Man show up in Venom or anything like that. Like, that stuff doesn't have to happen. But I do want Spider-Man to exist in the world where Venom does, and Black Cat and Silver Sable. One guy I like online, Jeremy Johns, he has a theory that I liked quite a bit, actually, where he said, what if the Sony Spider-Verse took place a few years down the line?
Okay.
So, like...
I'm listening.
Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, all that stuff is early on in Spider-Man's career. And the Venom stuff is like a couple years later, so you give him time to have his own adventures in the solo movies and stuff. And then maybe, Venom happens. Like, maybe we wouldn't have to see the Venom symbiote suit thing right away, but we see it in a couple years down the road in a movie or whatever and go, okay, that's when that happened. That's when the timeline... Because... I mean, their Marvel timeline has been mixed around. I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's set It's still set in 2014. It's set just a couple months after the first one, so they can jump around in time in that stuff. And then you can also give time for Silver Sable, Black Cat to enter his life, all that stuff. And now, apparently, there was a big article from the Hollywood Reporter that a lot of these news stories and beats are coming out of. But apparently, Sony are also developing projects featuring Kraven the Hunter and Mysterio.
Like in the same vein as like the Venom movie.
Maybe that's what I assume. Like,
come on now, I'll give you the Venom movie.
Yeah, Venom makes sense. He's a character that's done really well on his own. Yeah, no, I mean,
like if you're talking about like outside of like no Spider-Man, I'm like
no Spider-Man at all. Yeah, like I don't
right,
like that. I don't, but like I can see.
I'll watch it, but I'm like,
I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Well, like Kraven and
those
by themselves.
I mean, now Kraven
telling each other to fuck off.
Kraven could work because he's like a hunter and stuff.
But who would he having him?
Yeah, I mean, you could have him hunt some character from
hunt Venom.
Yeah, I mean, shit, but like, I don't know. But the good thing is, I heard is they're trying to slow their roll a bit on the Sinister Six ideas that they had, and they're trying they're putting that off and not rushing into it like it sounded like they were doing, coming off of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah, so that's good. But Kraven the Hunter is the perfect villain for Spider-Man that we haven't seen yet. He's the one that I want to see the most of all the Spider-Man villains that we haven't seen yet.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, he'd be good. He'd be good in that. I'd be down for that.
Wouldn't need to do a different accent. Just.
Well, I mean, I don't know. When's the last time you've seen him be good in anything, though?
What is it? London Has Fallen?
I said good in it. I don't know. I haven't seen that.
I mean, I really don't like those movies just because people are getting hurt. But just
God,
him.
You're such a delicate flower.
Now that I said it, I only want him to be Kraven.
I remember us talking about this years ago. That was like our choice.
Was it?
For playing it, yeah.
Who else?
Russell Crowe would be a good Kraven.
Yeah. Well,
might be a little older now.
He's a bit older, because Kraven needs to be like.
No, yeah, you're right. He would have been a good one, like around the like Gladiator.
Yeah.
Era and stuff. But anyway, let's move on because there's still more Spider-Man stuff to talk about.
Matthew McConaughey.
He's our choice for every villain now.
Oh God, if he was Mysterio.
Oh shit.
All right.
I just had this like part of me that always wanted Bruce Campbell to play Mysterio in the old Spider-Man movies.
That would have been a good idea.
Yeah, like because he's in every one of those movies as a different character.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. What were they thinking they were setting up? Because it was just confusing to me.
Yeah, but there was at least a like setting it up within the Sinister Six thing, and
Norman Osborn was already dead.
Yeah,
like that's.
But there was that shady guy that we never really learned anything about because they were building to it that never went anywhere. There was that guy that was like kind of gonna recruit them into it, and we don't know who he was. We don't have to worry about that bullshit anymore because we got Spider-Man: Homecoming coming up.
Who would you put as like Spidey's like main? Would you say Green Goblin or Dr. Octopus?
Green Goblin.
Yeah. Okay.
I think maybe growing up I kind of thought it was Dr. Octopus, but it's really Green Goblin. He's done some fucked up shit to him.
That's true. He has. I'd say Doc Ock is like a strong number 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think more so now people might. I mean, I guess Venom started off as a great villain for Spider-Man, but he's not really that anymore. They kind of
shifted it.
Yeah, I guess they kind of said, "All right, you don't fuck with my shit, I won't fuck with your shit," and like went their separate ways.
I wouldn't mind getting to that point in the movies.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's where they're starting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I feel like they're doing it kind of backwards. Like I feel like they're probably going to start Venom solo and then
like
have
Batman
them
v
meet
Superman?
up eventually. Yeah, like Batman v Superman. Start off at the end version of that, like the Dark Knight Returns version kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't worry, we won't talk about Superman smiling.
Okay, so in an interview, Tom Holland, he kind of let it slip that the plan is to do a Spider-Man trilogy.
Okay.
Now, usually that's always the case, the trilogy. Yeah. But they were saying before that his contract ends after the sequel to Spider-Man: Homecoming, after the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I always heard that he was signed on for 6 films. or Spider-Man was. I think he signed on for more, like Tom Holland is. But I always heard that the plan was to do the deal with Marvel was for 6 films, and I thought those were Civil War, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Avengers 3 and 4, the sequel to Spider-Man: Homecoming, and one more. And I don't know what that is. That could be. I always thought it could be a third Spider-Man film, or it could just be like the Avengers. Like their contracts were like for a certain amount of movies, and that included like little cameos, like Chris Evans' cameo in Thor: The Dark World when Loki turns into Cap for like a second. Like those were things that were included in their contracts and stuff. So I think maybe Spider-Man might be included in one of that, whatever. But
I read a thing that it was really hard for him to do that in Thor: The Dark World because he was so used to like when he's wearing the Captain America suit to like be a
Captain
certain
America,
way,
yeah,
and to act like kind of a dickhead in it. He was like, "Oh, this is tricky."
Yeah, tricky like Loki.
Yeah, trickster.
Here's another interesting tidbit. I like this bit of news. The sequel to Spider-Man: Homecoming. You know how Iron Man is in the first one?
Yes.
They're gonna have a different. Iron Man's not gonna be in the next one, but it's gonna be a different Marvel superhero. So that would be really cool.
Kind of like just kind of a small team up bit.
Yeah, like the same thing with that they're doing with Iron Man in this one.
Who would you put him with?
I think Cap makes the most sense. We don't know what Cap's situation is going to be.
I read a thing that Chris Evans said that after like the Avengers 3 and 4 kind of wraps up his story.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they've let us believe with all this stuff. Like 3 and 4 wrap up the story of most of the Avengers. Of the ones that started it all, at least.
You know what I'd be okay with?
Huh?
I'll round back around to Spider-Man sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay with what's her name? The girl that takes Iron Man's place, Riri Williams.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with like him passing on the torch to like
a young, new replacement and stuff. Yeah.
Because I was like,
I mean, Rhodey could step in too.
Rhodey could step
in if he's able to walk.
I kind of like the idea of Falcon taking over as Cap.
Yeah.
I really like his suit from the comics.
Yeah, the Captain America with the wings.
The way it looks.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Do you think they'd do him first or Bucky first?
I would do. That could be the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The two of them trying to figure out who.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there's your movie. Because that's a tricky thing to navigate.
Do the thing they did in the comics where Steve Rogers becomes an old man all of a sudden.
That'd make me sad.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I mean, I just want him to be alright.
Yeah. Well, not everyone's going to be alright in Infinity War.
Damn it. Oh, sequel. Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you... You said Cap?
Yeah, I mean, if I had my choice...
What's your choice?
Daredevil would be my ideal. But I don't think that would happen. But could you imagine? Dude, just fucking do that.
Please?
Yeah. Because sometimes...
What if there was like a scene where Spider-Man and Daredevil are on the roof? Spider-Man's like, so you really can't see.
How many fingers am I holding up?
And just Daredevil just goes...
Dude, like that... Like, because here's the thing. Like, the Defenders... Most of them, you don't really need to see them interacting with the overall cinematic universe for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But what makes the most sense is Spider-Man is a local New York superhero. They're local New York guys. Like, that would be fucking perfect.
Just throw some Luke Cage in there.
Dude, could you imagine if the second Spider-Man Homecoming movie had Daredevil and Kingpin in it?
That'd be a good story.
It'd be a really fucking good story, which is why they're not going to do it.
Oh, I was thinking Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, yeah, that was another thought I had. That was the next person after Cap.
Because it'd be him just showing Spidey like a whole bunch of like magic stuff and just watching him reacting to it.
Who would be the villain in that scenario? Mysterio?
Oh God, please.
Mysterio versus Doctor Strange.
I mean, Doctor Strange would beat
do two villains, so Spider-Man has a guy to fight and Doctor Strange can fight Mysterio. Craven and Mysterio, do it.
How come they're not paying us the big bucks?
Because they're fucking fools.
Yeah. I'm sure.
All right. So anyway, we're seeing Spider-Man: Homecoming on Wednesday, so we'll get a better idea of what the future of the Spider-Man series is going to be. But
Vision could kill everybody, right?
What?
Vision could just kill everybody, right? If he wanted to.
Probably.
I was just thinking about that when I was thinking about Civil War. I was like, he could have just killed everybody.
Yeah.
Like, real quick, too.
Yeah. I mean, you saw how shit went down when he lost his temper for half a second.
The only one he could have fought was Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, yeah. Like, make it kind of even there.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Avengers Infinity War. Scarlett Johansson recently made a statement about the amount of people that are in this movie.
Was it like 64?
Well, she said there are 61 or 62 Marvel characters in it. There's a lot. In one particular scene, I think there's 32. Now, she could just be, like, exaggerating or whatever, but... I mean, here's the characters confirmed to appear. I'll list you. There's...
Condiment King.
Yeah, there's 25 characters confirmed to appear in the movie. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Vision, Falcon, War Machine, Winter Soldier, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Groot, Rocket, Nebula, Mantis, Valkyrie from Thor, Ragnarok, she's confirmed to be in there, Nick Fury and Maria Hill. There's also Denai Guerrera, her character in Black Panther, is going to be involved, and like I'm sure some of the Black Panther universe world of characters. Benedict Wong is going to be in there. Wong. Yeah, so like there's a lot. Like
they can only talk to each other in this movie. They cannot talk to anyone else.
I mean,
do you know what I mean?
Everyone in the movie is going to have like 2 lines. All right. So we're too excited. Let's take things down a bit. I'm pleased with this, but I know you're not going to. Let's talk about X-Men, Dark Phoenix, the next X-Men movie after Apocalypse. Simon Kinberg is officially directing the film.
Mm-hmm.
This will be his first movie directing. He's been a producer and writer on the X-Men series for a while and everything, and he's done a bunch of other great stuff and some not so great stuff. I think he was involved in the Fantastic Four part of things over there, but it's not his fault, I don't think. I truly blame 20th Century Fox for that. And I don't have this in my notes, but I read something today about Fox is wanting to reboot Fantastic Four again. This time go for a more kid-friendly thing and do stuff with their children, Reed and Sue's kids, which is like comic book fans would love to see that stuff. Those characters, Franklin Richards and everything. They're I can't remember the daughter's name, but they're great characters in the comics and stuff. But Fox is not gonna do them right.
So they're just gonna skip all the way ahead.
I guess. I mean, the only other option is doing another origin story.
They don't have to, though.
They don't have to, but I mean,
they could just.
Yeah. But we're talking about Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know at all what to do with Fantastic Four, but X-Men.
Let Brad Bird do it.
What?
Let Brad Bird do it.
Yeah, they should. He's doing.
And then just leave him
right
alone.
Now. Yeah.
Just let him mind his own business.
Yeah, but anyway, Dark Phoenix. Simon Kinberg's directing. They've announced all the returning cast. Pretty much everyone's coming back. James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, Nicholas Hoult, Sophie Turner, Ty Sheridan, Cody Smith-McPhee, and Alexandra Shipp. So that's Magneto, Charles, Mystique, Beast, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, and Storm. They're all coming back, which is great. Like to see all of them back. The only one that's iffy is Jennifer Lawrence because she hasn't really shown that she cares too much about this franchise. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised to see that she's returning.
Well, you give her a big enough paycheck,
I mean, I guess, but she's a great actress. Like, why bother doing this when she could do any number of other films and, like, actually care about it? I mean, I guess that's a big franchise, so she's probably getting paid more. She doesn't have that Hunger Games stuff anymore. But I don't know. Like, she's a great actress. I don't know. I mean, the second movie, Days of Future, like the first one, she was a big part of First Class, and that was fine, because like it kind of fit into the story there. And then Days of Future Past, I guess that was after all the Hunger Games stuff, and after she became a big name, so they really like shoved her down our throats in that one. And then the third movie, she was just kind of there and didn't really. She was actually pretty. She was fine in Days of Future Past, I thought, but Apocalypse, she just didn't really seem like she gave a shit to be there.
Nah.
And I didn't give a shit to have her there. Like, there's not. I mean, really, the only thing I would be happy about her coming back is if they would finally fucking acknowledge that Mystique is Nightcrawler's mother.
They can't do that, really.
Why?
Like, they're the same age in Apocalypse.
No. She's been around.
How much older is she then?
Well, she was around like 2 decades earlier in First Class. First Class was like 2 decades earlier.
Well, how?
She would have had, in the world of things, her and Azazel or whatever.
Okay.
The red guy from
Right.
First Class, the teleporter in that movie, that's Nightcrawler's father.
Okay.
They could have had a relationship between First Class and Days of Future Past.
Okay.
And, like, even in Days of Future Past, he's dead at that point. There's, like, a scene in Days of Future Past when she's, like, looking at a file.
Uh-huh.
And, like, she sees him and she kind of makes a face when she sees him in the thing. But they never acknowledge it. Like,
So then how many years...
There's seeds planted there for that. But, yeah, they never... I mean, Cuban Missile Crisis is in the 60s. That's First Class. Days of Future Past is 70s. Apocalypse is 80s.
Years.
This is going to be 90s. Probably
Okay.
early 90s. I think it's more like 1991 or something like that.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the only real issue. I don't have a problem with them jumping forward in time 10 years and stuff between these movies. Like, it's kind of filling in a history of the franchise and everything. I would like to see them stop doing that at a certain point, but they kind of got to catch up to present day. But at that point, how old are these fucking people? Like, they still look the same and everything.
Well,
Like, when...
Logan's 200.
Well, yeah, but he's the only one that can work with that. Like, he's the only one that makes sense for it. Like, with... Like, when Havoc... Like, I just thinking about, like, Havoc, when he came back in Apocalypse, he didn't look 20 years older than he was in First Class.
No. Is that what that was supposed to be?
Yeah.
God, no, he looked...
But that's, like, the whole thing. Continuity doesn't mean shit in the X-Men universe. I don't know. Anyway, we ran
I've
about
been
this.
upset about it before.
We ran about this every week. That part of it bothers me. The flexible continuity is fine, but the setting it 10 years apart each time and just like, I don't know. This one might be closer to like 7 years or something like that.
Yeah.
But still, they were all teenagers in Apocalypse. They won't be teenagers anymore if you jump forward that many years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There was let me see here. Also the villain in this movie. This is what is exciting. They're doing, because they're doing Dark Phoenix again. They're going to do it hopefully right this time. They didn't do it at all right the last time. It was horrible in X-Men The Last Stand. But, and Simon Kinberg was one of the people involved in X-Men Last Stand. He was one of the writers, but he wasn't directing. It was Brett Ratner directing. So that's a name that'll make you shudder. But so maybe they'll do it right, and this next bit of news is something that makes me think maybe they are going to do it right. They're going to have Jessica Chastain is reportedly in talks to play the villain, Lilandra, the Empress of the Shi'ar Empire, which from the comics the Shi'ar are, an alien race and everything, and like the X-Men had all these crazy cosmic adventures in space and stuff. And, like, Charles, of course, fell in love with Lilandra and everything, and they had, like, a little bit of a relationship and stuff like that. And, like, that's something that would really set this version apart. And it would harken back to the actual comics. Like, in the comics, Lilandra is, like, she's attempting to basically kill the Dark Phoenix, which is the entity that is possessing Jean Grey is what turns her into the Phoenix and everything, and she becomes Dark Phoenix when she goes evil. So that stuff is interesting to me. Like they're doing something different now, and that's a big part of the X-Men comics that they've never touched before, which is cool. It shows they're doing new things. That hashtag show has reported on a casting. Some casting calls for 16 new characters in this movie, and
Mm-hmm.
they break them down, and some of them sound like they
Break it
could
down.
include like a 6-year-old Rogue,
Okay.
which
I would like for them to redo her.
yeah, me too. But like she would be 6 at this point because if they still wish to establish that the first X-Men movie was in 2000, she just joined the X-Men at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and she was still a teenager and everything. So setting it in 1991, she would be 6 years old, and then say she was 15 or 16, or maybe slightly older because X-Men was in 2000, but it does at the beginning of that movie say in the not too distant future, so it's not actually 2000, it's a little later than that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I just wish they would have gotten her having like super strength and flying around.
Yeah, she got that in the comics from Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel at the time.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I wish they would too, and I wish they would really have done that, like that accent and everything, and just that characterization, and the relationship with Gambit too.
Yeah.
Like they haven't gotten to do Gambit justice. They've been trying to do a spin-off movie. It's just Gambit should be
When
part
we
of
get
the
to
movies.
this, doesn't that kind of look like Clerks, the poster?
Yeah. Um.
Damn it.
But
I'm
yeah,
not even
so
supposed to be here today.
you showed me a poster for the Defenders, which I haven't actually seen that poster
You
yet.
haven't seen this? Clerks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, they should do that with the Avengers.
Yeah.
Black and white, they're all just like...
Yeah. All right, so 6-year-old Rogue is one of the characters. Dazzler,
Thor would be Jay.
Sunfire, and members of the Hellfire Club,
Okay.
which they did in First Class, but that's like a big
I remember them.
reoccurring, people and stuff in those. I would recast Emma Frost maybe.
She had like a dead face. She just really did.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how to like do like other emotions?
Like I don't think that's January Jones. January Jones. It's from Conan. It was my favorite thing in the world.
Okay.
It was a short-lived skit that they did on Conan where Dion Cole played a character named January Jones, which is also the name of this actress who was on Mad Men,
Uh-huh.
and she was in First Class, but it was my favorite. So the Hellfire Club could come back and everything. There's a couple characters that sound like they could be part of that, and there's also some characters. This at least the hashtag show is speculating about all these characters appearing, but I have heard rumors of Rogue for a while, and Dazzler makes sense and everything. But they're also speculating about some characters that have ties to the Savage Lands in the comics.
Is that island?
Yeah, well, it's not an island. It's like in the middle of Antarctica. It's a place like right at the South Pole, where it's like a tropical kind of wonderland in the middle of the Antarctic, and and there's like prehistoric creatures and stuff like that.
Like pterodactyls?
Yeah, I think Sauron, that character, that pterodactyl looking
From
fuck.
Lord of the Rings?
No, the pterodactyl looking fuck from X-Men.
Pterodactyl looking fuck.
But they're all characters that that hashtag show is speculating could appear in this based on casting calls. But see, I don't know where. I mean, if they're doing the Shi'ar Empire and the Dark Phoenix stuff and Rogue and all that stuff, I don't know how they would have time to fit the Savage Lands in there.
It would
If they
just be like
did,
the
they
setting
wouldn't.
for all
Yeah,
that stuff then.
if they did, they wouldn't do it justice. But I don't think. But I really want to see I've been wanting to see the Savage Lands in these movies for a long time.
Mm.
That is a good idea though. Like it would just be the background
Yeah,
setting for like.
That's really all I think you could...
Yeah, I mean, as opposed to just being like real, like the last 3 movies have been like real world places, right? It was, the Cuban Missile Crisis, like the beaches and stuff and everything, and then it was the White House and Days of Future Past, and then where was Apocalypse was.
Everywhere.
Yeah, somewhere. All right. So Dark Phoenix is shooting now. Spotted some set photographers have spotted the Danger Room set. So that's cool. We'll be seeing the Danger Room again, which like they have really haven't used it to its best. Like if this movie starts off with a awesome training sequence in the Danger Room, like they kind of did that in X-Men 3.
Yeah.
But like with these new young version stuff, that would be awesome. Like,
I used to really want the Danger Room,
yeah.
but now I'm like, I'm alright.
Really?
Yeah, just because, like, it's for me, it's just like that time has passed to where it would be really cool. I don't know why, but I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's weird. I don't know. I always wanted to just see
'Cause,
that
what all are you gonna
established more.
like? It's just a training room at this
Yeah.
point.
But they're at a school. They're supposed to be training
Yeah.
and all this stuff. You
But I
never
think-
see.
If it served like a greater purpose, then I'd be like, okay. Do
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I
plot-wise.
guess like plot wise, like
Yeah.
if they needed to train to do something in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
'Cause,
what
like
I
if
want.
it's just like
Just like I said, like them training at the beginning. or
yeah,
whatever.
that doesn't interest me as much as if
Well, I was about to describe it. I'm like, well, I mean, that's exactly what they did in X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah.
But do it good. You know,
I think
like
there
I was gonna
one-
say they can do something in the Danger Room that comes back later on. Then I was like, oh yeah, that's what they did with the Cannonball special in X-Men 3.
I think there was one. I forget. I think it was like the old cartoon. They were in the danger room, but something happened to where like they were stuck in it for like a little bit, and it was just going crazy. I was like, if you do something like that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But if it's just training,
But
I'm
like have something to do with the bad guy,
yeah.
and stuff. So it's not just a freak accident that has nothing to do with the plot. Like
Right.
have like a bad guy do that or
Yeah,
whatever, and like keeping them people like from helping other people that are doing
Yeah.
something else there, like a Brotherhood attack and stuff.
I miss the Brotherhood.
Yeah, they gotta fully embrace Magneto as a bad guy. I mean, I know it's always been kind of ambiguous and but he needs to be more evil. Like not only evil, but like he needs to just do his own thing and put together the Brotherhood and
Yeah.
start doing that. They really haven't really delved into that in these new movies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Deadpool 2 shooting now. Ryan Reynolds posted a photo online which reveals they're shooting at the X Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be seeing the X Mansion again there. Hopefully it might be a little bit more of an extended scene than the brief appearance we saw in the first Deadpool movie.
Mm-hmm.
But interested to see that. Godzilla King. It's not called. I don't think it's going to be called Godzilla King of Monsters anymore. But anyway, Godzilla 2, as they've been referring to it now, they announced the full cast and a synopsis for the film. Starring in the film Kyle Chandler, Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things, Vera Farmiga from Bates Motel, Zhang Ziyi, Anthony Ramos, Ken Watanabe, your dude from the first one. Let them fight.
Yeah, that guy. That dude's my favorite.
Yeah. Randy Havens, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
I
from
say that to myself at
Straight
work
Outta
sometimes.
Compton.
Let them fight.
Aisha Hines, Thomas Middleditch, who I love on Silicon Valley,
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Whitford, who I loved in Get Out, Sally Hawkins, and Charles Dance from Game of Thrones. That's the full cast for the movie. And the synopsis. The new story follows the heroic efforts of the cryptozoological agency Monarch as its members face off against a battery of god-sized monsters, including the mighty Godzilla, who collides with Mothra, Rodan, and his ultimate nemesis, the three-headed King Ghidorah. When these ancient superspecies thought to be mere myths rise again, they all vie for supremacy, leaving humanity's very existence hanging in the balance. That sounds awesome. I want to see that movie. Like, the first Godzilla didn't have as much Godzilla in it, but, like, if he's fighting three different monsters, especially in one with three heads, many-headed monsters.
I was hoping there was going to be more Bryan Cranston in that one.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to be, like, the main guy, I guess. I don't know. I like that movie a lot, but...
Let them fight.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Gareth Edwards isn't directing this film. It's going to be directed by Michael Dougherty, who directed Krampus. You saw Krampus, right?
I did.
Is it a big, giant monster thing?
The Krampus?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a giant monster?
Define giant.
Godzilla size?
Not Godzilla size.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I thought it seemed like he's based on what I...
Krampus Godzilla size? Bro, that's...
I have no idea. I haven't seen it.
Woo. But do you know, like, the...
I've heard the stuff, yeah, the myth and stuff, but I thought for some reason... I don't know what made me think that, but it just, from what I saw of the trailers, it looked like he was supposed to be... he was depicted as giant.
I would say a little bit shorter than the Hulk.
Okay, he's big.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought just from what I...
Yeah.
Because you don't really get to see him in the trailers, so I just assumed he was bigger based on the way it played out in the trailers that I remember, and I never saw it.
There's more monsters in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he's kind of like... A little bit like a Rat King type.
Gotcha. So anyway, yeah, he's directing that movie.
I'd say it's good for one watch.
Yeah, hopefully this will be good for more than that, because I love, this is my new favorite like cinematic universe. I'm so excited about this. The Kong, building up to the Kong versus Godzilla. Curious to see where they're gonna go after this, though. I mean, it's a short universe.
Are
if
there
it's
any
only
more monsters?
Yeah, there's plenty more monsters, but they're
Mechagodzilla.
Mechagodzilla. Yeah, there's a million of them, but
Godzuki.
yeah, they can do Godzuki. Yeah, of course. I want to get all the Godzilla and just watch all the old ones.
All the black and white ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the ones I've seen, like the first couple when they used to be on Netflix. I haven't seen them in a while. I want to watch through everything because I love that stuff. All right. So that's gonna be shooting in Atlanta. Actually, got to get on that.
I'm gonna be Godzilla in the motion cap.
Do it. That'd be amazing.
No, I already am.
Okay.
I did the other one.
Oh, okay.
Uncredited. Like the parts where you see Godzilla just trying to mind his own business. That's me.
So there's actually a lot of stuff shooting in Atlanta.
Yeah.
This is coming up. Venom is shooting in Atlanta.
Really?
Part in Atlanta, part in New York.
That's interesting.
Black Lightning, which the showrunner.
I like that it takes place like he's already been doing stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, I better dust off the old suit.
Yeah.
I like that pre-established type character.
Yeah. New Warriors is shooting in Atlanta and Titans. Real quick, let's talk about Titans, then we'll circle back around to Black Lightning.
Okay.
So that hashtag show again released some casting breakdowns that sound like they're for Nightwing, Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy. It sounds like
maybe I could pull off a Beast Boy. Ain't no way I'm gonna be no Nightwing.
I think you might be good for Starfire.
I'm not pretty enough.
Dick Grayson is working. It sounds like he's gonna be working for the Bloodhaven Police Department in this movie, which is like in the 90s. That was what his character was doing in the comics and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, like if it's Nightwing or Robin, but I mean I've been hearing Nightwing, but for me it would make more sense. Yeah, I don't know, but for me it would make more sense if it was Robin because they're doing Nightwing or doing a Nightwing movie, so they should do Robin on the show. And we haven't really seen Robin in a long time in live action. Since good old Chris O'Donnell. Which that movie turned 20 years old this week.
That's crazy.
That makes you feel old as shit, right?
A little bit.
I remember that movie. Like, I remember when that movie came out and everything.
There was,
I don't like it.
Well, there was... Chris O'Donnell was on... Conan?
Conan, yeah, I remember this.
And he was like, I just have it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
The suit. Yeah.
What did you do with it?
Display that shit. I'd put it up and be proud of it. I don't care how shitty the Batman movie was. If I had my own superhero suit,
put it in the kitchen.
I don't care if it was the Trapster suit or whatever. I'd put that shit up. All right, so like I said, also shooting in Atlanta is Black Lightning, but interestingly enough, they haven't shot the pilot for Black Lightning yet.
I thought they did.
There was a trailer, so you would assume that they shot a pilot for it.
So they only shot that.
No, what they shot and the creator of the character Black Lightning in the comics, I think it's Tony Isabella. I know it's Isabella, but I can't remember if I think the first name is Tony. I wrote the article for Heroic Hollywood about this, but he says that they only did a 8 to 12 minute presentation for the show that they sold
like a short.
Yeah.
Okay.
That they used that to sell the idea to the CW, and then they turned around and cut that into a trailer, which is what we saw.
It's odd.
But yeah, it is really weird. It's not usually how it's done. But then again, like he also said in that same statement that that they told him, he was kind of confused by that and thought that might be a bad sign. But they turned around and told him that, well, we bought Legends of Tomorrow based on a picture of the cast and a synopsis kind of. So that's, I don't know. I mean, CW's all about getting them some DC Comics shows, so it must have not really taken too much to sell them on the idea. Another DC Comics related show, Watchmen.
They're gonna make that into a show.
THR is reporting that. I mean, we've been hearing about it for a while, about a potential Watchmen show on HBO.
Did people not like that movie?
I think it's mixed. I think it is positive on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's like it's 60%. Right? Yeah, it was Zack Snyder. Yeah, probably his most positively reviewed DC movie.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know where Man of Steel's at, but it seems.
I like Man of Steel.
Yeah, I think Watchmen seems less divisive. I think big time comic fans had a problem with the ending because it wasn't a giant squid.
Man of Steel?
No, Watchmen.
Okay.
But I really liked it. I haven't seen it in a while.
I've never read the thing.
In the comics, it was a giant squid thing, and in this one, it was more just like he created a giant bomb or whatever. It's pretty accurate to the comics, I think. Like, I wrote an article about this for Heroic Hollywood as well. Damon Lindelof is in talks right now to create Heroic Hollywood. Damon Lindelof, who was one of the writers on Lost and everything, and he created that show The Leftovers, which just ended on HBO.
Sequel idea for Lost.
Yeah. Found. I knew it was about to come out of your fucking mouth. So yeah, he's in talks right now. He's a huge fan of The Watchmen.
The whole show.
Talked about it for a while.
It's just like it's straight on of like a dude like kind of looking around.
Yeah.
And then it pans a little bit behind him, and like a guy is waving. He's like, "I'm over here."
Oh, there you are.
That's it.
The end.
Right.
All right. Hopefully, Watchmen is better than that. But I'm down for it. I don't know what they could do differently because, for the most part, the movie was pretty accurate to the comics.
Okay.
I mean, with little things here and there, like of course, they couldn't do like some of the side story stuff. Like there's like a whole mini comic within the comic, this like pirate related thing that's part of the comic books. But I don't know. Maybe they could incorporate all that shit. But other than that, I don't know what they could change really. They are expanding on the Watchmen world in recent years, though. Mm-hmm. Like, for a while, it was just the 12-issue series, and they've done some before Watchmen-related stuff, so I don't know. And the story does span multiple generations, because there's, like, the past, the original group of heroes, and then there's the present-day storyline where the majority of the Watchmen takes place. Star Trek Discovery finally has a premiere date.
It looks good.
Yeah,
Have you seen the trailer already?
Yes.
What channel is it on?
Well, that's the weird thing.
Is that on one of those?
It's going to be premiering September 24th on CBS.
Okay.
But
I think I have that channel.
but it's basic. But just the first episode is going to be on CBS.
Right.
The following 14 episodes is going to be they're going to be exclusive to CBS All Access, which is like their new streaming service that they're doing. It's going to be, I think, $4.99, $5.99, something like that a month.
No, I'm not paying $5 to watch something I'm not sure of yet.
Yeah, well, that's why they're putting the first episode free on CBS.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, those crafty fucks. But so yeah, the season's going to be split into two, with the first 8 episodes airing September 24th through November 5th. That's my birthday. And then they're going to return for the second half in January 2018.
How are they expecting to get good ratings if they split it all up like
I don't
where
know.
You can watch it?
Well, they kind of have to. Basically, like it got pushed back a lot because like they were basically, I think what they're saying is that now the producers and stuff are saying they gave us more time to kind of create this world. They also have Brian Fuller was the showrunner on there for a while, and he stepped down like midway through production and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm nervous, but I do want to see a new Star Trek show succeed, because Star Trek is one of those great universes where there's so many stories to tell, so much to be done in that world. But yeah, I'm curious to see if the show is gonna turn out any good.
It's just, I don't know, it's just a little silly to me we're gonna do the first episode on TV where everyone can watch, and then we're gonna do.
Oh, you're not the only one that thinks this is just a stupid idea.
I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, what I'll probably do is what I probably would recommend doing is just wait until all the episodes are on there, pay for 1 month, watch them all, and then cancel. So they get maybe $5 of your money.
Yeah.
As opposed to you just subscribing and just paying every month while you're waiting week to week for these episodes to come out.
I'll just watch the first episode and then just wish that they'd put the rest on.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah. Show them fuckers.
Yeah.
All right. You want to talk a little bit about video games?
No.
Right here at the end?
I fucking hate video games.
I was talking to you earlier.
I especially hate Xbox 360.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. I like it.
So,
jokes. Call me the jokester.
So they released there's going to be a new Spider-Man game, which is going to be exclusive to the PS4, which pisses me off because I have an Xbox One.
I thought you had a PS4.
No, I have Xbox One.
Oh.
But
Can I have it?
No, go fuck yourself. But they released an extended look at this new Spider-Man game, which is just called Spider-Man at this point, I guess. It looks really good. It has like Arkham mechanics and everything, like the Arkham Asylum games. Like it looks very similar to that.
Oh, where you just hit like one button and you do.
Yeah, but also just
things.
like the way he moves around in the shadows and like staying out of sight and like targeting people and attacking them.
Sneaky Spider-Man.
Yeah, Sneaky Spider-Man. Yeah, I like doing that stuff in the old games, like Spider-Man.
Did they explain that new costume? I don't mind it. Just wonder if there's a.
I did hear something about it being changeable, like you can change it. And I think it's related to something in the story, I guess.
Oh.
But this
real interesting.
Extended look. It looks really cool. It's you in the sneak peek you do see.
It's more than a sneak.
Yeah, it's pretty long. It's like 6-7 minutes.
Yeah.
But it looks awesome. Like all the stuff you get to do, and it looks open world and all that stuff.
I mean, it's online. It's not a spoiler. Like when he's zipping around trying to stop the helicopter. And what's-her-face is in his ear like, can you stop the like, can you... Would you like to try it?
Yeah.
Do you want to do this? Give him a minute.
Yeah.
God. Can you stop the helicopter? Look, I'm swinging around by a web.
That he had to invent because it's not a real thing before.
How about you give me a minute? I'll let you know when I stop it.
Seen in the trailer,
not distracting at all.
Mr. Negative is the villain that you see in the trailer in the helicopter.
That's a perfect name.
Yeah.
For a villain, Mr. Negative.
And Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, is also in that trailer. He's on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, like those aren't the big bads or whatever. There's more villains and stuff we just haven't seen yet. I hope so.
Just wearing a dress.
All right, one last thing. You played the first Injustice, right?
Not all the way through just yet, but I've played it.
Okay.
Like story mode.
Really? You haven't played it through all yet? I played it through entirely the other night.
All right.
I love the first game. I got the second game recently and been playing it. I thought I'd talk a little bit about it. I haven't really delved into the story mode that much, which is rare because usually... me, I'm a writer. I like to focus on like games with stories and stuff like that.
All right, show off.
That's why I'm not a big first-person shooter kind of guy.
Can you be the Reverse Flash?
Yeah. Oh, he is a
You gotta unlock him.
DLC. Yeah, I think he might just be a skin for Flash, but it changes everything.
Yeah.
Same. You have.
What is it like?
It's
the
part
CW?
of a character pack. No, I don't think they've released any of those things yet. But the thing about this game is you can change the costumes like based on like you can earn stuff to get new pieces of gear and stuff. And that's what I've been doing mostly whenever I play it is just trying to unlock shit. And I got the Wonder Woman costume from the movie and stuff like that when that weekend when the movie came out they were doing. But it's like a multiverse thing where you go to different multiverses and stuff and different Earths and play beat the certain series of characters and you unlock gear for different characters and stuff. So that's really cool. Like I like that. So maybe we will be able to do other stuff, unlock other stuff like that. But there's DLC characters. There's the DLC skins and stuff with, it's the Reverse Flash, Power Man. Oh no, Power Girl. That's Luke Cage. Power Man. Power Girl is like the Earth 2 version of Supergirl. So it's like a skin for her. And then the John Stewart Green Lantern. Those are unlockable. And then there's going to be new added characters like Starfire and Red Hood and Sub-Zero from the Mortal Kombat games. Because it's the same... The people who made the Injustice games also made the Mortal Kombat games. So last one had Scorpion in it. This one has Sub-Zero.
I don't want.
You don't
I'd say
want that?
give me another DC character. Leave out some. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give me a.
Yeah. I don't disagree, but this I find interesting. Now
Interesting?
this could be complete and utter bullshit. But I've been hearing rumors.
Condiment King.
Yes. Condiment King is coming to Injustice 2,
Is it?
and he's the big bad for Injustice 3.
Nice.
I do find it odd that they called the first game Injustice Gods Among Us, and this one's just Injustice 2. Like, usually they hold off for, like, the subtitle, like, kind of titles for the sequels. This one just like, Injustice 2, it's fine. I do find that kind of odd. But, so the rumor, like, I heard rumor. One sounds more likely than the other, but I've heard both. Possibility of DLC characters, because there's supposed to be, like, 9 or something at a certain point. They've only announced 3 of them so far. Or only released 3 of them so far. But I heard, among characters like Constantine and stuff like that, which would be great. But, Spawn and Hellboy?
But they don't really fall under the.
They're not, but they do that kind of stuff all the time, and for some reason, especially in fighting games, like,
I guess if you can get the licensing in different
yeah,
mediums.
it's something like that. Like, how awesome would it be to play as Spawn? And because Spawn has crossed over with Batman
Yeah.
in the comics before, they did a thing where actually Image and DC both did their own version of a Spawn Batman comic thing. But yeah, the Spawn one sounds a little more likely. I've heard it more.
Mm-hmm.
Hellboy was just a while back
Yeah.
before the game came out. I heard like there was a list of potential characters that they were rumored, and I think Constantine was on that list.
Yeah.
And I think Raiden from Mortal Kombat is another character that they might do. I don't really care too much about those, but Spawn and Hellboy
do
would
that.
be incredible.
Do that instead
I would
of.
love that. Yeah,
Who cares about Raiden?
yeah.
Just wearing a.
Oh yeah,
hat.
they also did that
Wearing a sun hat.
DC. I forgot about that. They did that DC versus Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like the first one,
Yeah,
and then we're like, oh, nobody likes all the Mortal Kombat ones anymore.
I mean Mortal Kombat games are pretty good on their own.
Yeah.
They've been really good lately. Like
They
this.
it doesn't interest me as much.
Yeah, I mean I've never been a big fighting game fan
Yeah.
anyway, but Injustice.
Yeah, because
I mean Mortal Kombat was always my fighting game. Like I loved that series. But I didn't get into like Street Fighter or Tekken or any of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Mortal Kombat was always my game. But now Injustice is my shit because it's all my favorite characters.
Yeah.
In one game fighting each other. I wish you could do a little bit more than just the regular fights and stuff though.
You mean like go on like a mission type?
Yeah, do stuff like Arkham or whatever. Just like do missions and everything.
You know?
There's little like button mashing mini games and stuff like that, but that's about it aside from the fighting stuff. But it's still the stories in those games are great. And like I said,
the penguin in there.
yeah, he waddles on up and gets his ass whooped. Shove an umbrella up his ass.
About the Riddler, Two-Face, Clayface.
Clayface would be great.
That'd be a good one for real.
Yeah.
Joking aside,
You think of
because
characters.
then like one of his like he could turn into your character
Yeah.
and do like one of your moves, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's genius.
Right?
Yeah. Was Clayface one of the ones listed on the potential characters that show up? I don't know. If
Should
not,
be.
it should be.
'Cause that's a good.
Yeah. Joker's one of the ones that he's just a popular character that they have to include him.
Yeah.
But he's never really been like a straight up fighter character to me. But they found ways in the Injustice world, in that universe of the storyline, to explain why all the characters are more on an even playing field as far
Mr.
as
Freeze
fighting
in
and
there?
stuff. No,
You could
Captain
put him in there because he's got armor and like,
Captain Cold is.
be fun to see those two fight.
Yeah.
Captain Boomerang.
No. He's not in there.
Homeboy would be great in there.
Deathstroke isn't in the second one, I don't think. He's in the first one.
Yeah.
I think Killer Frost was in the first one.
Okay.
I don't think she's in the second. Who's the other Freeze? Oh, Sub-Zero. I was trying to remember who the other Freeze villain is, or Freeze character is in this new one, and it's going to be Sub-Zero. But Captain Cold.
Wouldn't it be Doctor
Dude.
Freeze?
Gorilla Grodd is in this game.
I know.
He's a playable character to fight
Big
with.
old monkey.
He's awesome. I like playing as Atrocitus too. I'm not a big Green Lantern guy, and I don't know much about Atrocitus, but he's one of the characters I've enjoyed playing with.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I like when I'm doing these like multiverse things, I just hit random character and just like try different people out and stuff. And he's been one of my favorites to play as. Like Black Canary. I played as Wonder Woman the most because I was unlocking stuff with her and everything and leveled her all the way up. So she's my strongest character.
I'm trying to think of what other like Batman villain would be a good.
A lot of Batman villains. There's Bane.
Is that in there?
He's in there. Scarecrow's in there, which he's one that I wouldn't really consider one of his more. But the way they do him in this is really well done.
Man-Bat?
And Joker and Harley Quinn, no.
Should put some Man-Bat
should
in there.
be. Poison Ivy, Catwoman. What's in there? It's mostly Batman villains.
Yeah.
And the same with the first game. It was mostly
Grundy?
Batman villains. Grundy's not in this one. He was in the first game. I think Gorilla Grodd pretty much took his spot, but hell yeah, I'm okay with that. I like Gorilla Grodd. Happy to see him. Black Adam's in there, but Shazam is not. He was in the first game, and I was trying to remember. I was like, why is he not in it? But spoiler alert for the first one, Superman kills him in the first one.
Okay.
Superman's a dick in the first Injustice.
I got that.
Yeah. But yeah, I started playing the second game, and I was like, I had some questions with the story, like, why is this guy not in here? Or why is this guy doing this? Or didn't he do that in the other game and stuff? So I went back and played the first one, and now I'm going to restart the second game stuff. But yeah, it's fun. They need to do more video games. Like comic book based video games.
I agree.
The Spider-Man one looks cool. Injustice is awesome. I want to see something in the DC universe, like more than just Batman. I want to see like a
Justice League game,
Justice League type game thing. Yeah,
they tried it.
We played Justice League Heroes. Yeah,
it was weird though.
Yeah,
the Flash wasn't the fastest character.
Yeah,
should have been.
And it was kind of like
clunky to play.
Yeah, it was kind of like they were trying to do the same stuff as the Marvel Ultimate Alliance and stuff like that. But just
not as well.
Yeah, and you could only play as 2 characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fun. No, Ralph Garman played Green Arrow in that game.
I did?
Yeah.
Alright. That's cool.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well.
Green Arrow was a character on that?
I don't know if he was playable.
Oh, just like a
He was
movie.
in the game, yeah.
Gotcha.
Alrighty. If you like this episode, please subscribe to The Amazing Nerdiverse on iTunes. And most importantly, leave a review on iTunes because that's super important, super helpful. It'll help people find this show, and that's great. If you're watching on YouTube, like this video and subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Maybe keep the don't like to yourself.
Yeah. Why don't you try it?
Share this show with your friends online. You can follow us. And please like our Facebook page, facebook.com/theamazingnerdiverse. We haven't really pushed that too much, as much as we've been doing stuff with the Instagram and the Twitter and stuff, but I'm going to try to start doing a little more stuff on the Facebook page and stuff, and a lot of people are on Facebook. So, yeah, like and follow that page on there. We're on Instagram @AmazingNerdiverse, and on Twitter, I'm @Jeff_Grants.
I am @StephenTukert.
And we are @NerdiversePod. And finally, go to theamazingnerdiverse.com for all that and very little more. And until next time, I'm Jeff Grants.
I am Stephen Tukert.
And we'll catch you right here next time on The Amazing Nerdiverse.
Hit them. And scene.